Hey Wildmoon women, welcome. This is just a short introduction to start our class off. We have so many great things to cover, and we're going to be touching on a lot of different topics, from gardening to some wilderness skills to storytelling to shamanic work and energy work. And while there are so many levels to all this work, we're just going to be doing introduction to them, to herbal medicine, medicine making, and it's going to be really fun. So I'm going to make these videos for you. I definitely feel that videos help you to feel more like you're here in between weekends, and as well as ahead of time, to introduce you to some things. I'm going to be sharing some videos with you after this one about starting onion seeds, which are the first thing that I start, and I started those on March 21st and made you some short videos, and then the process of starting seeds, and we're going to be doing that in class. And I want you to start asking questions if you have them, anything, and would love to hear your ideas and input. So for the first time so far in the 5 years of offering the course, not everyone is on social media, which is a lovely thing, and that's excellent. However, it is a great format for putting all different length videos for educational that you can't do in email. I can make links to hour-long videos, and I may be able to do that. I may be able to make a link in an email to some of my videos that may be a little bit longer. And I just really love to get as much information to you as possible and to show you what's happening in the garden between our class time, with things that we've talked about, and that keeps that connection and deepens that connection for you, and basically just gives you more for your money than the weekends that we have together, which you will see are wonderful and feel long and luxurious, and at the same time like not enough time. So I'm going to create the Facebook group and do that as well, and share a lot of videos and information there. And a lot just means maybe like one or two during the month and ahead before class starts. And I will also be doing the emailing for those that aren't on Facebook. And you can create accounts under anonymous names if that works for those of you watching who are not on Facebook, and join the group that way. And that is a possibility, and use it just for that. I don't know if it's worth it to you for that, but that is a possibility. And I will share as much, the same information that I can, maybe without some of all the videos, through email to all of you as well. So the first thing that I wanted to start with is talking about shamanic prayer. And just talking about prayer, because that's something that we're going to open our circles with, something that I've learned from my teachers, so many of my teachers, and friends that I have from the Haudenosaunee tribe up north on the Onondaga Nation, and just so many different gatherings that I've been in. And prayer is sharing your intent, and that would be the simplest way to express that. And there is so much power in that, energetic power. And so however you translate that for whatever you practice is great. So I'm going to read a little bit from Lynn's book, because she just describes it beautifully, and then we'll close. And I will share these with you online. All right. Introduction to Shamanic Prayer. Shamanic prayer is different in many ways from the traditional forms of praying that so many of us have learned in the Western world. In shamanism, we pray to the Great Spirit, but we also pray to other aspects of power besides God or the Great Spirit. If we hold a ceremony for rain, for instance, we pray not only to the Great Spirit, but also to Mother Earth and to the powers or guardians of the rain. Approaching rain is as if it's a being in and of itself. It is an energy form, so prayer becomes an exchange of energy, a direct communication. There are many great seers from the past and in the present as well who've expressed the power of shamanic prayer. Several of the women in the Sisterhood of the Shields, a group of 44 women shamans from around the world, have the ability, as an example of one of many, to call in the wind, to call in the rain and the thunder and lightning, to call in the spirits of being that influence weather. I've heard that the Native American warrior Geronimo had great power with weather. He could call in storms, and he could also ask them to leave. He did this by talking to the spirit of the wind. If you're a shaman, you have many allies, many guides and guardians and power animals who can assist you in bringing in the power of the light forces in the universe. This is sometimes confusing to people who have never understood the word shamanism. Shamanism, as I understand it, is having a sense of the oneness of the universe, so that when you pray and ask for power or guidance from an element, say from a thunder being, you are praying to that thunder being, but you are also in that process understanding that within yourself, as a person of power, the thunder being makes up the oneness of the entire universe. So you're not only praying to the thunder being, but are praying to the Great Spirit at the same time. One does not neglect the other, but in this particular case, you are praying to an aspect of the Great Spirit that is represented by the manifestation of a thunder being. Prayer, as my teachers and I practice it, always entails an opening of the heart. Prayer arises from a sense of gratitude for all that is, for the magnificence and the miracle of life. So prayer can be sitting on top of a mountain, sitting in a sacred circle somewhere in the wilderness, or sitting in your home silent in a state of introspection and serenity, and simply experiencing the bliss and the power of the universe in harmony all around you. I have dedicated my life to this work, to shamanism, the balancing of the energies of the world around me. I know that the earth will heal herself if given the chance, and that our magnificent bodies are a miracle and will heal themselves if given a chance. It is only ignorance, in my way of thinking, that creates the misery and the pain in this world. It's out of ignorance that we cut down the rainforest so that oxygen levels and the ozone are disturbed and possibly destroyed. We wouldn't do such things unless we lacked the awareness to understand the wholeness of life. We are all energy forms on a giant matrix of energy lines that run throughout the world, throughout the universe. If I make a prayer in California, it affects the other ends of those energy vectors somewhere around the earth. I believe that in prayer we can make a difference on this planet. I believe that Mother Earth can be healed. I believe that we can change. I believe in the goodness of life and the goodness inherent in each and every one of us. But we need consciousness. We need awareness. We need to reach across cultural boundaries everywhere in the world with our hands open and receptive to the dignity and integrity of all cultures and all ways of thought that support the light. Prayer is an openness of heart, a settling into the center of your being. You can pray with words, with song, with ceremony, with an altar, in a shrine, in a temple, in a church, at the side of a pond, in the heart of nature, sitting in the center of a power spot. It doesn't matter, because you are the prayer. It's your essence and life force that bring down the power of the universe into your body, because you are an antenna calling in the forces of light and joy and healing. The powers of Father Sky come down into your body to meet the forces of Mother Earth. The nature beings, powers of the elements, and the four directions come up through you and meet in your power center. If you are trained and skilled, you can receive that energy and power and create more light, more strength, and more harmony in the world. And she just says that so well. And those teachings through all the teachers that I've worked with, that really summarizes exactly what they're saying. And we gather energy in all the ways that we can to heal ourselves and to build more energy to help heal the world by following our passions and our heart and what we know to be true and the right way to live. And I know that differs for everybody, and we each have to find our own way. And hopefully some of the skills that we'll work on will help you with that, at least give you strength and know how to take good care of yourself and your loved ones no matter what path you go on. So we will be having lots of fun practicing these different tools and meditations and skills, along with our gardening and our medicine making and our woods wandering, and hopefully some good wild foraging. And we'll just do as much as we can as time allows without feeling hurried and just enjoying that space. So I look so forward to meeting you all and seeing you soon. Only about 3.5 more weeks, 3 more weeks or so, and class will begin. All right, take care.